If you feel guilty saying no, that's not just a boundary issue, that's childhood wiring. Hey, I'm Kristen, and if you've ever felt like you can't stop people pleasing even when you want to, this video is for you. We're going to unpack where that pattern actually comes from, how trauma wires it into your system, and what it takes to finally shift it. And no, this isn't a just set boundaries pep talk. Let's get into the real stuff. Most people think people pleasing is just being too nice, but that's not what's going on. People pleasing is the reflex to put other people's needs, moods, or comfort ahead of your own, even if it costs you, even if it burns you out, even if it makes you feel invisible. It looks like saying yes when you actually mean no, avoiding conflict because it spikes anxiety, apologizing just to keep the peace, feeling responsible for other people's emotions. This isn't generosity, it's actually self-abandonment, and 9 times out of 10, it started when you were a kid. So let's travel back in time for a minute. If you grew up in a home where love, attention, or connection felt conditional, meaning you had to behave a certain way to get it, your system adapted fast. Your subconscious might have learned, don't rock the boat, keep everyone happy. If I'm helpful, I'll be safe. If I have needs, I'll be too much. That kind of emotional environment wires you to believe that your worth is tied to how agreeable, quiet, or useful you are. And that doesn't go away with age. It just gets more sophisticated. Now it shows up with your boss, your partner, your friends, your clients. You shapeshift, you overfunction, you scan for what other people need before they even ask. Not because you necessarily want to, because you've trained yourself to stay safe that way. Here's the psychology behind it. When you're a kid, your brain is building core beliefs based on your environment. These aren't logical, they're emotional. You don't think, oh, my mom is emotionally unavailable. You think, if I was better, maybe she'd love me more. Those beliefs get stored in the subconscious, not the thinking brain. And your nervous system, it remembers patterns, not facts. So what develops is what some call the Fawn response, one of the lesser known trauma responses, alongside fight, flight, and freeze. Fawning means appeasing others to avoid rejection, punishment, or loss. It's not a choice, it's what your subconscious decided felt safest. And unless we question it, we just keep obeying it. So this is where things get messy. You end up being the friend who shows up for everyone but feels invisible. The employee who over-delivers but never asks for a raise. The partner who avoids conflict even when something hurts. The person who feels anxious every time you need to say no. And the worst part, you don't even realize you're abandoning yourself because you've been doing it for so long, it just feels normal. But here's the truth, you're not being nice, you're avoiding perceived danger. And that's why it's so hard to stop, even when you logically want to. So let me say this clearly. You can't logic your way out of a belief that was wired in through experience. So you might tell yourself, I'm allowed to have needs, or I can say no. But if your subconscious still believes that conflict equates to danger, then you'll freeze, you'll over-explain or avoid or give in. That's an old protection strategy kicking in. And until we name the belief underneath, the pattern continues to run the show. So here's the real question to ask. What do I believe will happen if I stop people pleasing? And that's where the work begins. So here's what helped me and what I walk through more in my book Unpacked. You start small, but you go deep. So number 1 is to name the pattern. For example, I notice I always say yes to things I don't want to, and then I feel resentful. Number 2 is name the fear underneath. For example, if I say no, I'll be seen as selfish or disappoint someone or be perceived negatively in some way. Number 3 is to trace it back. So where did you first learn that? It's not that someone told you this directly, it's what you picked up from experience or what was modeled for you. And then finally, test it gently. Say no, let it be awkward. Don't scramble to provide a valid, AKA external reason. You'll probably feel like something bad will happen, but usually nothing does. And that's how you build new evidence. So let me wrap this up. People pleasing isn't about being kind. It's about trying to survive with connection. And if you grew up with emotional unpredictability, conflict avoidance, or pressure to perform, of course your system learned to adapt. But you're not stuck there. You can be kind without betraying yourself. You can be there for others without sacrificing your own needs. You can love people without self-abandonment. If you want help going deeper into this work, understanding the why behind your patterns and learning how to build something new, then check out my book Unpacked. I wrote it for this exact conversation. You're not broken, you just learned to survive in a way that makes perfect sense. And now you get to unlearn it. Thanks for watching, and if this hit home, let me know in the comments what part of the people-pleasing pattern you've seen in yourself. Until next time, have a good week.